Good evening and welcome to Justeventonline News at 9. I'm Emefiele Ismail. The news headlines. Tinubu set up committee to curb cholera outbreak. Federal government not reliant on ways and means, Finance Minister says. NELFUND postpones student loan application for state varsities. Kwara state government distributes hospital equipment, farm tools to communities and farmers. Kwara NNPP dismisses rumor of non-participation in forthcoming local government election. Federal government okays $1.4 million for NDLEA firearms. Labour kicks as FEC steps down memo on minimum wage. The month's consultation. Court orders Emefiele to forfeit $1.4 million bribery proceeds. CBN will adhere to conventional mandate, Cardoso says. El-Rufai sues Kaduna Assembly over 432 billion naira probe. And on sport, Nigeria Olympic Committee eyes gold, planned successful outing. Now the news in details. President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment of a cabinet committee to oversee the emergency operation centers led by the National Center for Disease Control in response to the ongoing cholera outbreak in Nigeria. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, reviewed this after the Federal Executive Council at the Villa on Tuesday. He told that the Cabinet Committee will complement efforts from the state government to reduce open defecation as tackling cholera requires a multi-sectoral approach. The federal government has said it does not rely on ways and means to fund itself. It also said it made no request to President Bola Tinubu to fund from the Central Bank of Nigeria to pay liabilities, including external debt service or share capital cash calls. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, said this while briefing journalists on his presentation at the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu. The management of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund has announced a 14-day postponement of the application process for student loans for state institutions, according to a statement by the agency in Abuja. The development was due to low data submissions. NELFUND said the decision was necessitated by the failure of several state-owned institutions to upload the required student data and fee information to its student verification system. In a bid to strengthen healthcare services and support farmers in the state, the Kwara state government, led by Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, has officially commissioned hospital equipment support to 11 communities and distributed farm equipment and tools to farmers. The Deputy Governor, Mr. Kayode Alabi, represented the governor at the event, which was supported by NG Cares program. Alabi noted that since the post-COVID-19 era, Kwara State has been prioritizing support for the poor, vulnerable, and business owners affected by the pandemic.
Forced Nigerian states are keyed into the COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program in the year 2020. The objective of the program is to expand access to livelihood, support and food security services, and grants for the poor and vulnerable households and farms. No less than 2 million citizens across Kwara State have benefited from the various programs and intervention under the NDLEA, including Fadama, Social Cash Transfer, Labor-Intensive Public Workforce, and Social Development Agency. The State Cares Steering Committee was inaugurated on the 14th of December 2021. NG Cares being the first attempt to use programs for results P4R approach to deliver goods and services to the most vulnerable in the state has been very successful, as it is making impact in the lives of the citizens since its takeoff. This is made possible by the continuous and constant support of the state government to ensure that poor and vulnerable individuals and business affected by economic crisis are supported through different initiatives.
The Honorable Commissioner for Finance, Dr. Awa Nuhu, who is also the chairman of the State Cares Steering Committee, said the initiative is a significant step towards improving health services and supporting farmers in the state to boost food production.
The objective of NG Cares program for results are clear and very impactful. To expand access to livelihood support, to ensure food security, to provide grants for poor and vulnerable households and businesses. We have supported a lot of businesses in Kwara State. And to have a positive impact on the livelihood of the entire citizens of Kwara State. We are immensely proud of the results achieved in all the result areas, including Fadama and SMSEs, where vulnerable businesses have been supported during the various phases of intervention.
However, the benefiting communities commended Governor Abdurrahman for the initiative. The Kwara State chapter of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, has dismissed the rumor of non-participation in the forthcoming local government elections. This was in response to the rumor made by Mr. Lamidi Isiaka from Ofa local government. NNPP chairman Alhaji Abdul Fattah Imam, in a press conference on Wednesday in Ilorin, said the party's candidate was inaugurated on April 4 and was authenticated and verified by the QUASEC, INEC, IPAC, and all other relevant agencies in the state. The chairman added that the party is fully prepared and ready for the forthcoming local government election in the state. He, however, called on security agencies to arrest and prosecute Lamidi Isiaka for his illegal actions and unauthorized parading.
I, Alhaji Abdul Fattah J. Imam, the authentic and inaugurated chairman, wish to clarify the following. The Kwara State NNPP under my leadership as inaugurated on 4th of April 24 is authenticated and verified by the INEC, QUASEC, and IPAC. And all other relevant agencies in the state is fully prepared and ready for the forthcoming local government election in the state. Therefore, with superiors information released by the self-acclaimed chairman misleading and should be disregarded. Additionally, I call upon the relevant security agency in the state to arrest and prosecute Mr. Lamidi Isiaka, also known as Soku, for his illegal action, unauthorized parading despite being dismissed from the party. He continued to use the party logo and flagrantly represent himself as a state chairman.
The Federal Executive Council has approved $1.422 billion to procure arms, ammunition, and equipment for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency. The new purchase is meant to boost the agency's anti-narcotic operations nationwide The Attorney General of Federation and Minister of Justice, Dr. Lateef Fagbemisan, said the organized labor has kicked against the Federal Executive Council's decision to step down the memorandum on the report of the tripartite committee on the new national minimum wage. The head of public relations of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Benson Upa, who criticized the failure of FEC to consider the memo during Tuesday's FEC's meeting, said stepping down the tripartite committee report creates room for injurious speculation. The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the final forfeiture of the sum of 1.4 billion naira lent to the immediate past governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele. Justice Ayokunle Faji ordered the final forfeiture of the funds to the federal government. The final forfeiture order followed an application by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Tuesday. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Olayemi Cardoso, has said he is optimistic that the decisions of the bank's Monetary Policy Committee will tame inflation in the country. He noted that a deceleration in the month-on-month inflation rate, highlighting it as a positive development. Cardoso assured that the Monetary Policy Committee members remain vigilant in monitoring inflation trends and ensuring a moderation of inflation numbers. Former Governor Nasir El-Rufai has sued the Kaduna State Assembly over claims that his administration embezzled 432 billion naira and left the state with significant debt obligations. The former governor on Wednesday filed a fundamental rights enforcement case against the Kaduna State Assembly at the Federal High Court in Kaduna. El-Rufai, who appeared in person to file the lawsuit, alleged that the committee denied him a fair hearing. The last on the news is sport. The Nigerian Olympic Committee said that it had put everything on ground to surpass the achievement of the country at previous Olympics. President of NOC, Abu Gumel, said this while receiving the reports of the committees on its constitutional review and the refurbishment of sports infrastructure, especially at Amuwo-Odofin Olympic Sport Village in Lagos. Gumel said 8 athletes had so far qualified for the Olympics, while additional 5 athletes were expected to join the team if they eventually qualify. And that will be all on Justeventonline news at 9. Here's the recap of that story. Tinubu set up committee to curb cholera outbreak. Federal government not reliant on ways and means, Finance Minister says. NELFUND postpones student loan application for state's varsities. Kwara state government distributes hospital equipment, farm tools to communities and farmers. Kwara NNPP dismisses rumor of non-participation in forthcoming local government election. Federal government okays $1.4 million for NDLEA firearms. Labor kicks as FEC steps down memo on minimum wage, demands consultation. Court orders Emefiele to forfeit $1.4 million bribery proceeds. CBN will adhere to conventional mandate, Cardoso says. El-Rufai sues Kaduna Assembly over 432 billion naira probe. And on sport, Nigeria Olympic Committee eyes gold, planned successful outing. Thank you for watching Just Event Online News. Remember, what is worth doing is worth doing well. For more news, visit www.thejusteventonline.com and to read more updates. Follow us on our social media platforms with a tab at Just Event Online. You can also send us an email on justeventonline@gmail.com. I am Emefiele Ismail. Good night.